Hey, what's up? This is Jason Drone. Welcome to today's GSD Daily. Now, today is episode number 47. We are going to talk about high ticket offers. And basically, I kind of, rehashed a PDF that I wrote quite a while ago. So I'm just going to drop this link here real quick. So this is the link that is going to serve as the basis for today's conversation. So yesterday we talked about selling high ticket offers, high ticket blueprint. Okay. So yesterday we talked about selling high ticket offers and selling them on strategy sessions. So using sales calls in order to establish a bond, and then ultimately move somebody through a pitch. And it might be, getting somebody to schedule that sales call from a website or schedule that sales call from a webinar. But it was a practice that you would use when you were selling something over $1,000. So when it's over $1,000, you really need to, bond and nurture and work with your prospects a little bit more like earnestly than if it's a low ticket offer. So that was kind of the basis of yesterday's conversation. And I got a couple emails that say, well, okay, so now I know how to sell those high ticket offers, but how do I create high ticket offers? So last week, I think we went through a bunch of different scenarios on how to create digital products. But I didn't really go into detail about how to actually create high ticket offers. So I basically searched the archives because I remember writing a report, but I just hadn't done anything with it in quite a while. So that was what this high ticket blueprint report is that you have the link for now. It's just a straight up link to the PDF. So for those of you who are new to me, my name is Jason Drone. I am the creator of doneforyou.com. We specialize in helping people create offers, automate sales systems, and ultimately scale their business online. Those are the three things we do. We do them very well, and basically, anything that falls within that digital kind of wheelhouse is something that we specialize in. Today, we're going to talk about packaging stuff to sell for a lot of money, whether it's coaching programs, assisted learning programs, digital courses, masterminds, all of that kind of stuff. There's lots of ways to elevate, what you sell into the four-figure a month kind of range, and then ultimately sell that. So I'm just going to stop sharing that screen. I'm going to share a different screen, which is going to be the report here. So, all right, we're going to open this guy. We're going to share this. All right, so grab that. All right, so this is the high ticket blueprint. This is the link you have below. I'm going to walk you through it verbally. I probably should have this behind an email opt-in or something, but I don't. So we're gonna go through it. So basically, the high ticket blueprint. There are lots and lots of ways of packaging up offers to get to the point where you can start charging $1,000 or more. Lots of different ways, so there's some perils of low priced products. So when you are selling something that's cheap, when you have a cheap course, a cheap report, a cheap book, a paperback, a cheap newsletter, so when you have these cheap things, not cheap as in, but they're just low ticket. They're like introductory offers, and they work great as introductory offers. But you really need a lot of volume to scale them. And when you first start off, it's really, really hard to get a lot of volume, because volume is kind of a proponent of ad spend. So if you have a sales funnel that is just absolutely crushing it, you're self-liquidating, or you have an unlimited supply of ad spend, you're okay. You can get a lot of volume. You can test to the point where you're getting lots of volume. But if you don't have a significant ad budget, or if you're new, to this, it's really, really difficult to start selling $30, $40, $50 things, and get traffic and get paid traffic, you know, where you're paying $1 a click, $1.25 a click, $2 a click, 40 cents a click, whatever. It's really difficult to flip that money into, you know, cash flow. When you do figure out how to flip that money into cash flow, then it ends up, you know, you need 2 times or 3 times return on ad spend in order to start making significant money, you know, with that offer, or you just scale up. So the nice thing about the high ticket offers is it's almost like a Hail Mary pass in football. You know what I mean? Like, so you might have, let's say you have 100 buyers, and of those 100 buyers, there's only 3 of them who would spend, like, let's, you know, $2,500 a month to work with you on a consulting or a coach program. But those 3 buyers end up being $7,500 a month. You know, so you had 100 people, 3 of them ended up qualifying for your coaching program. You sold them, you know, $7,500 a month. You turn that back into more traffic, and now you get 3 more people just like them. So that's the idea behind, you know, some of the high ticket stuff. And you have a high ticket offer in you, without a doubt. Usually it's a collection of things. You know, usually it is like a digital course plus coaching or consulting or something like that. So there's two real ways to sell high ticket offers. So the first strategy is by selling somebody a low priced product first, and then upselling them into upselling them through a sales funnel to the more expensive thing. You've seen this before. Like, if you've been through like a Russell Brunson funnel or a Grant Cardone funnel or Frank Kern funnel or any of these guys, any funnel that starts off with a free plus shipping offer, you better believe that thing is going to some pretty high levels once you get to the back side of it. I mean, those things are engineered to generate revenue. And those people are all very, very smart. You know, there's a reason why they're giving you a book for free. You know that there's a reason why they're giving you a book for free. It's because, you know, they'll have your credit card on file. So every time you hit the add to cart button or the upsell button, then it just automatically charges your credit card. So that's how an upsell funnel works. The last offer in an upsell funnel, you know, could be as expensive as $997 or $1997. Rarely does it get that high without like a webinar, but, you know, it ends up being a little bit high ticket, you know, or it'll be a high ticket offer that is then broken up into payments. So that's the first way. You start low and you go up. The second way is you start up and you go down. So you start by selling the most expensive thing first on a webinar and peeling off buyers that way. So you go, you know, let's say you have a 1997, you know, product. You start with a webinar that sells that 1997 thing. And all the people who don't buy that 1997 thing, which is 97% of people. So you get 3 buyers out of the front side, which is awesome. But then the other 97 go into like a downsell, which then drips, you know, individual pieces of that small end, that small or the bigger product. It drips them out as smaller offers. So that's the other way. You start high and go low, or you start low and go high. But either way, you end up having a high ticket offer in the mix. And it's advised that somebody has like a premium packaged product. At some point in there, like whenever I'm talking to clients, you know, or prospects, and we're talking about a report or something that they have, I always, you know, all right, so where's this going? Like, you're not just selling a $27 report. You wrote the report to get the client, you know, so what are you going to sell the client once they buy the report? Rarely is it ever just, all I want to do is sell a $37 book. Rarely is it ever that. I mean, that's the point of sales funnels. So what we like is to lead with the higher ticket offers and then downsell into the low ticket offers. Generally, although with coronavirus and with the pandemic now, it's generally advisable to start low and go high. So it's really, really easy usually to get the first buyer, you know, so you might be getting an 8%, 9%, 10, 12% conversion on that front ticket. And then the upsells will march them through a sales funnel. And then those people, as long as you deliver and fulfill, those people, you know, a certain number of them are going to come back and buy more stuff, you know, so that's what's working right now. High ticket going low, it isn't working as well, but it is working for some folks who have the brand presence to actually back it up. But for a lot of like startups, we're working the low ticket to high ticket model right now. So the best way to make high ticket sales is strategy sessions. We talked about strategy sessions yesterday. So an average call lasts 15 to 30 minutes. You establish a rapport first, you ask some questions second, and then ultimately you kind of lead them, to the pitch, and then the pitch is delivered, and you're either going to have a call to action where you take a credit card over the phone, or you send a proposal, or you schedule the next call with a closer or whatever. There's lots of different ways, there that work. The key to setting up strategy sessions, scheduling strategy sessions, software, promoting strategy set. Okay, so the benefits of premium pricing. This is where I wanted to go. So there's lots of different like models for high ticket offers. This is where I wanted to go with this presentation. So the high ticket offer that you're probably most familiar with is like a straight up one-on-one coaching or consulting relationship. So somebody, you work with a client. That client is a one-on-one client. You working with them weekly or bi-weekly or monthly or whatever to get to some results, or to hit some milestone or achievement or whatever. That's it's kind of the coaching consulting realm. There's also this thing called assisted one-on-one. So assisted one-on-one offers, they have the coaching and consulting component, but they also leverage like some sort of a product. And that product is like a course or an ebook or a training book or a text manual or whatever. I'm so excited about it. It's such a geeky thing. But the Funnel Factor book that we have been kind of promoting for the last couple of months is doing really well. So I formatted it as a textbook and I ordered it. So I've ordered a proof copy of it. I'm so excited about it because it's 270 pages and it's a full 8x11 textbook. So we're going to be getting that in here, I think, at the beginning of next month. It takes a couple weeks to actually print the first proof, but so I'm really excited about that just because it's a textbook, So, but where the inspiration kind of, struck was my wife is going through the ISA training certification, and they sent a 700-page textbook, and it was awesome. Just to receive, she was so excited to receive that textbook in the mail, plus the other textbooks. And I was like, oh, it would be really cool, for our accelerators and stuff to have these textbooks. So you can open them up, highlight, draw on the margins, everything else. So, but that is an example of like an assisted one-on-one. So you basically leverage a body of work that you have created, a video course, a manual, or, ideally both, a video course and a manual. And then you provide the coaching on top of that, which lends itself as a high ticket offer. Another one is an assisted group offer. So that's basically where you have a group, or you have that assisted piece. You have that course, that book, the video, whatever. And then rather than do like assisted one-on-one, you're doing assisted group. So it's assisted. Everybody goes through the course, but then they get on like a 2-hour Zoom call where everybody talks about that week's materials and gets questions answered about that material. So again, it's a very high leverage activity. It doesn't pay usually as much as like an assisted one-on-one, but it still pays a lot better than just like a straight up course, So, which is nice. I mean, and it gives you that interaction. You can kind of work through some problems. I usually like to have people, whenever they start doing courses, to do like some sort of an assisted group, just so they see how people are interacting with the course, what they need to add to it, what people don't like about it. It usually gives just a different level of gives a different level of customer service. It gives a different level of like understanding of what your customers and buyers want. Because when you create a course, you have a pretty good idea of what somebody wants, but you don't know, and you oftentimes don't know until people start buying it and going through it, because there's a different level of commitment, from somebody who pays money for something than there is from somebody who gets something for free. So it's just one of those things. Like if you're in the group and interacting with them as they're going through your material, then they will ask questions, and you'll know, just because people will reiterate certain things, what you need to add to it moving, into the future. Now, higher end products. So a higher end product would be like, courses, seminars, workshops, boot camps, other types of training, as well as software. Now, when I wrote this, obviously COVID wasn't around. So all of this stuff I originally kind of had in mind, all this stuff being live, but so much of it is transferred online now, so now you have your courses, of course, digital courses, but then there's all kinds of seminars, there's workshops, there's boot camps, we're actually just putting together a 3-day live Zoom workshop. So there's a couple free events leading up to a Zoom workshop for one of our clients. And the logistics are interesting, but the demand is crazy. So all of that stuff is just transferred online. It's transferred really well. It's just different procedures, different tech, that has been required in order to facilitate the transaction. But the higher end products they're still there. It's just a different modality. People are interacting with them differently. And then masterminds. So some of the highest ticket offers that I've ever seen are masterminds. Actually, we have a guy coming on tomorrow who's going to talk about, I think he's going to talk about his mastermind. But some of the highest end offers or masterminds, basically collections of people who all pay to be associated with this group. And then in the group, they have 2 or 3 or 4 events. They might meet weekly or daily or whatever, but it's basically just a sharing of ideas between, people. And oftentimes the people have different backgrounds, they have different skill sets, they're able to look at things a little bit differently. So the group in general grows as a whole because of how everybody, looks at things. And I'm Think and Grow Rich talked about masterminds. I mean, that's how prevalent these mastermind groups are. But I have seen masterminds $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 per annual membership for a mastermind. So that is not an uncommon thing. There's more expensive masterminds than that too. Now, some examples of high ticket packages that you can create. You can do monthly, and monthly is a great way, to kind of start doing the high ticket thing. You can do monthly coaching, you do monthly assisted coaching, a monthly group coaching, whatever. So basically you figure out what you're going to sell, and then you figure out the term that you're going to sell it in. So monthly is the default, coaching consulting typically starts monthly, which is great. But you can also do quarterly, annual, semi-annual, one of the things that is working really, really well right now is boot camps, 6-week, 8-week boot camps. So anything that has a term on it, a term as in, there's a beginning date and an end date, is working well. So having these boot camps, having these events, these virtual events that leverage some sort of a digital training, but then also have this class kind of, that sits on top of it, is working well right now. And then live events. There's lots of ways to do live events. Zoom events with breakout rooms have been working well. We've had a lot of clients who have been doing live streams like this as their live events. So basically all their free stuff, they do like a Zoom, or they do like a live stream with StreamYard or whatever. And then they collect that into, then they, on those free events, they do a paid event. And then the paid event is inside Zoom with breakout rooms. And then in there, they would actually, sell the high ticket thing or whatever. Some other things done for you, services and continuity. Continuity is basically any service that is billed on a recurring basis. Your coaching consulting should be continuity, any kind of assisted coaching programs. Now, let's see. In designing your sales funnel, your sales funnel to sell these higher end things is really going to be, so it's a high price, it's a high ticket offer, so high price and high complexity. Because if somebody is going to be spending $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 with you, then they need to know that their needs are going to be met through your program. So of course you need to have conversations with them. It's probably going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 calls, or a very, very extended bonding process. You're not just going to walk up to somebody cold and say, hey, I want to join your mastermind for $25,000. You will have been referred to that mastermind. You will know of the creator of the mastermind. You will, so there's all of these higher end things involve the relationship. So, and the goal of going low, starting low and going high is to build a relationship as you go. So you just have to think kind of strategically about what you're selling, what kind of relationship you have with people, how the sales interaction and the awareness and, the marketing is going to go, and then design into that. That's how you would put together the sales funnel. So I think with that, do we have any questions? I got a call here in a couple minutes, and so want to jump. Any questions? All right, I think we're good. So did you like that? Good stuff? Yeah. All right, cool. So if you have any questions at all, go to doneforyou.com, hit the button, or just go right to doneforyou.com/start. And I'd be happy to put together a sales funnel, kind of take you through our action plan mapping, put together a sales funnel, help you with like finding your traffic sources and stuff. Just go to doneforyou.com/start, and we will get that taken care of for you. And I think tomorrow, I'm not sure what we're going to talk about. Oh, tomorrow Patch is coming on. So he's going to talk about selling high ticket stuff on Zoom and other things that are not the phone. So I'll talk to you soon. All right. Thanks.